Welcome everyone to the next lecture of Osha online training. Today we are going to discuss a very important topic. I must say again, it's really important. You have to keep focus. Today we will discuss fall protection system. This topic is basically divided into two videos as I want to make it in a separate video because it's very lengthy topic. So that's why I'm making it in two videos. You have to keep attention because this is the main topic of Osha managerial training. But first, if you haven't subscribed to my channel, then please subscribe it, like it, and give me some motivation. I'll be thankful for you. So let's jump to what are some of the outlines today we will discuss. First, we will get to know what is fall protection, what does it stand for, what does it mean, all these things. Then we will get to know some of the identifications of the fall hazard, what are some of the hazards and risks involved with fall system. We'll get to know that, and it's really important in order to analyze the fall protection system, in order to assess fall hazards, in order to assess the fall hazards related with it is really important. Then we will get to know what are some of the approaches. Then we will understand the 8-step approach to fall protection, which are basically the counter response against a fall protection system. So first, we should know that what is fall protection system. A great number of workers utilize fall protection system who have to work at height in different industries. Different type of workers in different industries work at height, and it's really a routine that they work at height. So in order to protect the worker from falling down, a fall protection system is utilized. It holds the worker in a certain position at height or control his movement so that to prevent him falling down. So what does fall protection system do? It actually holds the worker in a specific position or height. It actually holds the worker at a specific position and control his movement so that he can't fall down. You may ask that what is fall protection system? We will get to know some of the fall protection systems in the next video. There are more than 5 fall protection systems, and we will basically discuss each of them in the detail. But first, it's better to know that what is fall protection system. Working at height is actually really a risky and dangerous activity, but it's frequently occur at the work area. It may result in fatalities, deaths, or some injuries. So in that case, it's really important to do something about it and protect the worker, which we will discuss in the next video. Falling from height can result in bone fracture and death also. If suppose a worker work at height and he may fall down, so in that case he can fracture his bone, break it, and he may also become dead, and a fatality can also occur. Now, to prevent this falling from height, certain protective measures are made sure before work starts. In different industries, when a work starts, safety officers and other top level managers do make sure that the worker is working safely at the height, and certain protective measures, plans, and procedures are taken before the work initiates, and make sure that all the things are working smoothly and in a safe way. But after it, PPEs should be the last resort. Before PPEs or personal protective equipments, as we discussed them, other policies or protective measures should be taken. The working areas should be made safe so that the worker don't need personal protective equipments, but the personal protective equipment should be used, and it's the last resort to save the worker from falling down. You can see in the picture the worker is working at height, and he have used certain kind of PPEs. We will discuss what he have, where he has actually utilized different kind of devices, but those are fall protection systems, which we will discuss in the next video. So if the worker works at height, a company or industry have to make sure that he is working in the safe condition. The industry should have to provide PPEs. The industry should have to assess the area that either it is safe or not. The industry should have to take certain measures, policies, assessments should be made. The area should be make hazard free. Then in the last, personal protective equipment should be provided to the worker. Now we have to understand that in what kind of situations fall hazards may occur, or there may be the risk of fall. So falling factors may lead to fall hazard. Ladders, scaffolds, roofs, other elevated work areas. These are the 4 factors which basically leads to fall hazards or falling risk. Due to these 4 things, a fall hazards may occur, or a person can or a worker may fall from height. First one is ladder. If a worker work on ladder at the height, he may fall down from it. If a worker work at a scaffold, then he may fall down from it. If a worker work at roof, he may fall down from the roof. If a worker work at any elevated or at the height, he may fall down from it. You may be aware of what is ladder, what is roof, and also elevated areas or heighted areas. Scaffold is a specific type of setting in the OSHA or safety management system. We will see in the next slide. You can see in the first picture the workers are working and standing on some supports. As you can see, this worker is basically standing on a supported area. This worker is also standing on a supported area, and this worker is also standing on supported base, and this one also. So this setup or setting is called scaffold, and you can see the pillars, the two pillars. So this is basically a scaffold setting. Why we do scaffold setting? We do scaffold setting because these workers want to work, or they are directed to work at height. So they can't work at height without these settings or scaffold. A scaffold is made in such a way that they can work and stand on the area or supported area and work smoothly. So they are in the danger to fall down. We will discuss this in the detail in next video, that how to avoid those dangerous situations and how to protect them. But first you have to understand that this structure is called scaffold. You can see that the pillars has been created and the support has been made for the workers, and they are standing on it and doing the work. After the work finished, this scaffold has been removed because it's just for facilitating the worker to work at height. So keep in mind that this is a scaffold structure. In the next picture, you can see that the worker is working on ladder. Although this is not a very dangerous situation, but there might be some situation where the worker maybe work on the ladder on a very huge height. So it's really dangerous in this situation. We will see that what kind of ladder work is safe, what kind of ladder work is not safe. A ladder assessment is a separate chapter which we will discuss. So keep in mind these two things. Now, what are some of the approaches that we can take against the fall? So 8-step approach for fall protection are the following. First, you have to conduct fall assessment. Now, what is fall assessment? So this is a separate topic we will discuss in the upcoming lectures. But fall assessment is a kind of risk assessment. Like we do risk assessment, we do fall assessment. Fall assessment in general means that we assess the area that either it is safe or not. We do ladder assessment, we do scaffold assessment. So all these things come in fall assessment, and we make sure that the area is safe and the worker is not in the danger. So we will discuss this in detail in the upcoming lecture. Eliminate needs for fall protection. The company should have to create such working area that the worker do not need fall protection systems. Now, what is fall protection system? So there are many number of fall protection systems we will discuss in the next video, but a company have to make sure that the worker do not need it. What does it mean? Company have to make sure that the working area is too much safe and the need of fall protection system is very rare. Select type of fall protection system. Like for different work, there may be different kind of fall protection system. If a worker is working, for example, if the worker is working on a scaffold, he may need harness and belts. Now, what is harness and belts? We will discuss this in next video. So this confusion will be clear in the next video. The worker is working on the ladder, so he need a hard hat. This is the fall protection system against working on the ladder. Specific type of fall protection system is required for a specific task. Develop rescue arrangements for emergency scenarios. There might be emergency scenarios. For example, a worker may fall down from height, he may injured, he may break his leg, other type of injuries may occur. So in that case, a rescue arrangement should be taken place. He should have to take to the hospital or first aid. It depends on the situation of the injury, that how much he is injured. So in that case, he should be provided rescue and aids. Do equipment inspection and maintenance. If the workers are using certain types of devices or equipments, in that case all these equipments needs to be inspected, that they are working fine and in a better situation, and the maintenance should be take place. A safety officer or a line manager have to make sure that all the equipments are inspected before they use. Why we do inspection? Because an equipment may not be in a good position, it may be old, it may be cracked, it may be damaged, it may not be possible to work with the equipment. So in that case, an inspection is important. In that case, an inspection is important, and maintaining it is also a must task for a safety officer. Provide training of fall protection. What a safety officer do, that before the work start, the worker who works on the ladder or different kind of heights like scaffolds or different other situations. In that case, a safety officer or line manager have to provide training that you have to work in such a way so that you cannot get injured. So a specific training should be given to the workers. Worker can't initiate the work with himself. He have to first get the training and then start the work. Lastly, the safety officer or line manager have to supervise the fall protection training. What protection training they are giving, they have to regularly supervise and monitor and check if the worker is doing rightly or not. So guys, this was about fall protection system overview, and in the next lecture we will discuss 5 or 6 types of fall protection systems, which are guardrail system, fall arrest system, safety net system, and many more. So we will basically discuss them in the detail in the next lecture. Please subscribe my channel and like it and do your valuable comments. Take care and bye for now.